All right, looks like we're finally getting squared away. Technology always is my friend. Welcome to episode 259. Good to see you all. For those of you who may have forgotten, it's Mustache March, so I apologize for that little bit of goofiness. It'll be gone in 20 more days. It's just a thing we do. It's called Mustache March. So, good evening to all of you. Thanks for joining you. We're live on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on YouTube. Always fun to hang out with you. Got a great show planned for you tonight, episode 259. I'm excited to get back into the swing of things here. For those of you who've been here for quite a while, you know the deal. Woo, it's been kind of crazy. So, Corey, good evening to you. Bev checks in. Pamela's here. Leah's here. Anna's here. Anna's here. Woo! The whole gang's checking in. Joni stood in line at the DMV for 4.5 hours, is what it looks like. Man, that's crazy. So, episode 259, got that all planned for you. We'll get 259 done. So, for those of you just joining us, what happens is we do a live show. We interact for 10 or 15 minutes. Then I will actually get right into the recording of the episode. So, you'll get that recorded into your app. And then tomorrow morning when you wake up, it'll be in the app. So, that's the game plan. So sit back, hang out with us for about 10 minutes or so, and you can watch the actual recording of episode 259. So thank you for that. So Coletta's from Rockford, Illinois. Good evening to you. Joni is here. Good evening. I got you. Anna says, "Hey friends." Let's see. I'll go back to bed. Lindsay says, "Whoop whoop." I missed a lot of you checking in the beginning. Dina's here. Marilyn got you. Teresa from Hutchinson, Kansas. Good evening to you. Bev is here. So Maria Malia is here from, missing the podcast. Me too. Julie from Napanee. Good evening to you. Debbie's here. Betty's here. Therese, yes. She said YES. Yes, I agree. Dawn checks in over on YouTube. Good evening. Karen is here on YouTube as well. Very nice. Let's see who else is here. Glenda is checking in from Phoenix. Becky, Tara, Maria, Diane, got you. Bev's asking, how was everyone's day? My day was awesome. Very awesome. Diane's asking about details on the New York 5K. I got to get that email out to you, but it'll be on Sunday the 24th, Central Park. Plan on that. You should be good to go. Email will be in your inbox. Get over to fatdag.com if you haven't registered already. And register for that email to register for the New York tour specifically. And then once the tour information is released, I will release that out to you as well. Let's see. Anna says I got my Fitbit and was down 0.2 at weigh-in today. Perfect. That's the right direction. I love it. Alice checks in from Phoenix. Good evening to you. Kathy, details on New York. Got it. Let's see. New Atlanta Bud, says Nora. So Gray Lake, Illinois. Diane is here. Good evening over on YouTube. Very nice to see you. Let's see. Anna says, did the trail at McClay Gardens yesterday. So pretty. Texas, Audrey checks in. Let's see who else. Let's see. Check in. Quite a few folks. Very cool. So I'm going to skip back down to the beginning. I got Lindsay's here. Deb is checking in. Susan checking in from Florida. So this show, episode 259, we got Margaret, Karen, and Lindsay coming up. Lindsay's joining us for sure online. I saw Lindsay's name pop up. She's on Facebook. Karen is joining us over on YouTube, so Karen is here. I have yet to see if Margaret is here or not. I just haven't noticed. Hopefully I will scroll through a little bit and we'll see if she's here. But that's the script for episode 259. That's who's coming up. You'll see me record it live in a little bit, and then we'll roll from here. So, very cool. Karen is here. See you tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. Did you have a good week, I think? I'm curious how your week went. I think it went well. I know you enough now to know that it probably went really well. Very, very fun. Marie is here. Good evening to you. Running 5K lady. Super awesome. Very nice. Lee says it's sunny here. First time all month without precipitation. Yeah, I saw Steve posted a little bit about that earlier as well. That it was a good day out in California. So So as you guys know, Lee and Steve joined us on the international tour out in San Francisco. So that was kind of the deal there. So yeah, again, it's Mustache March. So I don't know. I don't like it. What do you guys? Because I'd rather get my hair, like my hair is white. And so I don't want to have, and this is white. See? It's goofy, isn't it? It's goofy. I think it's goofy. But it's okay. Mustache March is just here for a month, and then we roll on to bigger and better things. For those of you who may not have noticed, I had salad today. I had salad for lunch. Let's see. Say volume is low. See if oh, you know what? Let me see. Better. There we go. I think that volume might be a little better. Let me try this one right here. Better. That looks better. How's that? Is that better? Thumbs up if that's better. I changed a setting in the app and I'd forgotten to save it. So hopefully that is better for you. Let me know if it is. I'm blowing up the board over here, so the board's recording quite loud. So that's good. So, cool. All right, so is that it? So anyway, sound is better, I presume. I can see the levels here on my screen. Levels look like they're much better. Yeah, so Kathy says better, sir. So sorry about that. Thanks for reminding me. You know, it takes a lot to get this thing going. So very, very, very cool. Patricia checks in from Bloomington. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Better. Cool. Marie says, not a fan of the stash, but this too shall pass. I don't like it either. I really don't. But I have to commit. I committed to it for the whole month. So I'm going to do it for the whole month. And then at the end of the month, I'll take it off and we'll go back to being normal guy. So anyway, that's the gameplay there. Pamela says, I eat salad every day for lunch. Yeah, I don't. You know, I'm not a salad person. So, anyway. Well, all right, let's get episode 259 done, shall we? I want to get this thing rolling. Let's get some audio level check. Mic check, testing 1, 2. Test. Testing 1, 2. Okay, we're good over on the board. Get that recorded. So, all right. So episode, like I said, episode 259 coming right up. We have Margaret, Karen, and Lindsay joining us. And like I said, Karen is live on YouTube. Lindsay is joining us live on Facebook. Karen says, different Karen says, I'll see you tomorrow. Not sure if tomorrow will be the day, but it's coming though. Karen, if you share, I'll repeat it, but I don't like to share unless you share. So if you share it, I'll repeat the good news. If you want to keep it a secret, then I'll let you keep it a secret. But that's kind of, I love sharing, but only if you guys want to share. If you don't want to share, then I don't want to share. But if you want to share, then I want to share. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. I'm still battling this cold. I am on day, let's see, 7. So Thursday was 7. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I don't know, week and a half into this cold, and it's almost gone. Whew. Daisy checks in. Good evening to you. All right, here we go. Let's do this episode 259. Let's get this done. Karen says she's very close to 150-pound weight loss. Did you guys hear that? 150 pounds. Yeah. That's crazy. Karen is one of those awesome people that comes to my Tuesday workshop, and she just sits quietly onto the side and gets it done. No complaining, no arguing, just shows up every single week, checked in, locked in, and doing it. So I have a present for you when you get there. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's Karen joining us over on Facebook. Down 149 and change is where we're going to round. We're going to round up for this episode alone. We'll round up to 150, which is absolutely fantastic. You may remember Karen. Karen comes in from an episode where I talk about her amazing son Trevor. I don't know if you remember that episode where there was a period when just kind of crazy for us, and it was just really going back and forth and whatnot. And Trevor ended up coming into with the restaurant we were at, and I was wearing a shirt that said FatDag on it or something, and he said, he came up to me and goes, "Hey, are you FatDag?" And it was, like I said, it caught me off guard because he was a young kid and very, very thin and very in shape, so it wouldn't have made sense for him to know me in that capacity. And so anyway, I said, yeah, I'm FatDag as well. I just want to thank you because you've inspired my mom, and my mom is losing weight and being healthy. And at the time, Karen, I don't remember. I forget what your weight loss was. Probably about 100 pounds at that point, I think. So Karen's now continued on to push down through another 50 pounds to 150 pounds down. So yeah, so that's Karen down 149 and change. Just absolutely killing it. So cool. All right, here we go. Episode 259. The one of the things I will say this a lot. Hopefully, that's the plan. Is you guys remember? We've taken a couple of weeks off from the show, and what I did is my inbox blows up. I love it. I totally love it, and that's what keeps this show going. If you don't email in, there is no show. It's that simple. You guys know that. I don't script a show. I don't go find these expert guests. I don't bring in it. It's your email makes the show, period. So what happens is I get enough email, and I'm not organized enough, and I'm too busy to cull through them all. And so I finally got to the point where I need to have a producer. Someone needs to help me produce this show. It's just no other way. In order for this to grow and to scale and to reach more people and bring them into our community, I have to have a dedicated producer. So I had some really good friends that are in this community, and I asked them, I said, hey, would you be willing to take over the on-air at fatdag.com inbox? Would you be willing to do that? Take the email, sort them, reply to everybody, let them know that I have their email, ask them for the city they're from, the connect name they want to use, Instagram if they want to use it, or if they want to remain anonymous, which is certainly cool. Ask them that, and then could you take the email and put it into a script for me, and then just shoot me the script? And yes, they agreed. So Heather, Lisa, thank you so much. The community thanks you. I thank you. This show would not be possible without you. So now what happens is, and it happened tonight, if it was not for the two of them, there would not have been an episode this evening, because just before I decided to go live, had a very interesting phone call. It lasted, 30-40 minutes or so. It was a fantastic phone call. I'll share the details with you down the road. But the phone call came in at a point when I would have been working on the show previously, and it was a phone call that I had to take. So if things had been the way they had always been, this show tonight would not have happened. But because of Lisa and Heather, the show is ready to roll. And here we go. Let's do episode 259, shall we? Do you have your water ready? We need a little bit of water, a little bit of high quality H2O. I have some fresh water here. It looks like this is water from the hills of Carmel, Indiana, freshly brewed. It's General water, so to all of you in the Patreon community who have stepped up to General, which is Jeannie, thank you. This water is in honor of you. So here we go. Drink up. Cheers. Let's do this. The bottle pop sounds so much better now, doesn't it? Here we go. Cheers. Whew, that's so good. I gotta tell you, it's kind of funny is when I'm doing the live show, right? So here I am yakking into the microphone and whatnot. And what's interesting is the screen. I'm watching the screen as you're watching it. I have two different feeds. I can see myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different times. Anyway, so the Facebook one is about a 20-second delay. So I started drinking the water, and I get almost to the point where I'm like, okay, I have to stop drinking this. It's really getting difficult. And so the bottle's almost empty. And then I look at the Facebook screen, and the bottle is full. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my goodness, I have a lot more water to go. But that was just on the screen. It wasn't in reality. So threw me for a little bit of a loop there. But I'm good. I recovered quite nicely. Very, very, very fun. All right, so Margaret, Karen, Lindsay, coming up, episode 259. We're recording, testing, audio check, mic check, levels 1, 2. Looks like we're doing good there. And so that's recording. Nothing left now to do but to record the show. Are you ready? Lori says a lot of FatDag. Woohoo! I know. Gotcha. Let's see. All right, so here we go. Episode 259. So at some point, you guys know also. Let me turn this down a little bit. You guys know also that I invested in a board, so we have the ability to take live phone calls on the show. This episode does not have that. I'll give you that heads up now. But I want to work on. I'm kind of working on a strategy. I want to do like a, Friday night live show where you call in on Friday, maybe on a Saturday night, something like that. So that's kind of the game plan. If you reach goal, if you reach lifetime, call into the show. That's kind of the plan. It all starts with you emailing in at onair@fatdag.com. That's how that happens. So, all right, here we go. I'm catching up on your comments. I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 259 of WhysAdvice. And hey, thank you for sticking with us. Thanks for making it through the break here. I want to kind of give you a little bit of an update of where we are. The WhysAdvice podcast continues to be this thing that just brings me so much joy. But boy, does it really, it churns into my calendar. So I got to the point where I was talking about this a little bit on the live show. We do the show live. For those of you watching on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, you can join us live. But I was talking with the audience, and I said, hey, this show does not exist without your email. Your email sent to onair@fatdag.com is 100% what makes this show. And so, of course, with the audience size that we have and the folks listening, I get a handful of email. Those email comes in, and at some point, with all the other email I have going on, it was a little overwhelming. So what happened is I finally got to the point where I was like, I need a producer. The WhysAdvice podcast, we're ready. We're ready to have a producer take over the onair@fatdag.com inbox. Make sure that emails come in, they sort them, group them, and then produce the show for me. So in the last 2 weeks, I was working with the production team. Two outstanding folks, Heather and Lisa. Thank you for stepping up. And so what they've done, and now they've taken over the producer role. The on-air email comes into my inbox, automatically gets forwarded over to the producer inbox, so I can still have complete visibility of all the email traffic coming in. But then they, of course, now can take them and move them and make the show exactly what it is. So that is the coolest news. And so it took us about a week or so to get into a routine, get it figured out. And now what will happen? Now that they have access to all that, the hardest part for me is trying to make sure the show was ready. So now there will always be another show already ready. So now when I just come home from work, I plug through the things I need to get done. Boom, we're off and recording into a show. I don't have to spend the hour or two prior to the show actually generating the show. So very, very good news. If you see them online, give them a huge thumbs up. Heather and Lisa, you completely saved the show is what Donna says. And so I believe that to be true as well. The first email for this show comes in out of New York. Margaret writes in, says, "Dear FatDag, like many others who write into the show, I've been writing this email in my head for a while now. I don't know where to begin, so maybe I'll just start at the beginning. I've been overweight my entire adult life. I joined WW for the first time in 2003 as a teenager with my mom. I remember being by far the youngest one in the group, and it was just so awkward. As a result, I did poorly, and I remember actually gaining weight, feeling so discouraged and quitting. Fast forward a few years later, I rejoined in 2006. A coworker spoke about WW, and we joined meetings together. It was great. She and I had shared lunches, swapped recipes, and we lost 25 pounds each. But I still remember sitting in the break room and eating a whole bag of baby carrots as a snack because I thought that was healthy. I kept the weight off for a bit, and then my coworker left the company, and we didn't stay in touch. I gained the weight back. 2012, I joined WW again. I was unhappy with my appearance, so I wanted to lose weight. Trust me when I say this is the worst reason for wanting to lose weight. 30 pounds came off this time. I got complimented all the time, and I felt pretty. Then a relative said to me, "You know, if you keep looking like this, you'll be able to get anything you want." That comment still messes me up today. I wasn't losing weight to feel better or healthier. I was losing weight for other people. I gained it back, and then some. My fourth time joining WW was in 2016. I had just come back from a major surgery. I took almost 8 weeks off from work. I remember the custodian saying to me, "It's nice to see you back, but did you gain weight?" I was mortified. I gained some weight, but I didn't think I looked larger. I bought a scale, one that calculated BMI as well, and I weighed myself at home. And the scale read obese, 34.1 BMI. I joined WW online that night. I threw out all of the junk food in the apartment. My boyfriend wasn't exactly thrilled as he ate that stuff too. I told him what the custodian had said to me, and he told me, "Well, it doesn't matter what other people think. It matters only what you think and feel." I told him I felt fat and ugly. He told me, "Well, I think you're beautiful inside and out, no matter what." I broke down in tears. He had always loved and supported me, but I never once loved or supported myself. I was my own worst cheerleader. From that moment on, I decided I was going to do this for me. That attitude led to a 55-pound weight loss, but that's all it did. I got to my goal. I just didn't know what else to do or what the next motivator was. I was online only, so there's no maintenance or lifetime status. I gained much of the weight back. Now we're 2017, Thanksgiving 2017. I had made a wonderful meal. My mom came to visit me, and we had dinner at my boyfriend's mother's home. I felt great until I looked at the photos from that night. My eyes looked tired. I looked tired, and I had a fake smile on. I instantly felt unhappy looking at these photos. I fell into the depression. I didn't want to acknowledge how I looked or how I felt. I didn't want to do better. I didn't feel worthy. It took me 2 months to have the courage to even join WW again. Monday, January 22nd, 2018. I'm browsing some website, and there's an advertisement on the sidebar for WW saying, "Join today, 50% off for a 3-month meeting membership." I clicked the ad, and before I knew it, I had just joined WW for the 5th time, 3rd time for meetings. I debated when I was going to a meeting, do I go near my house? Do I wait until the weekend or the morning? I made the decision to own it and go for it that night, day 1, starting now. I weighed in 8 pounds lower than my highest weight, breathed some sigh of relief, and then took a seat at the back wall. I overheard someone say, "Our leader's not here. I wonder who we'll get stuck with." I started to feel like I wanted to leave, but I'm all the way in the back. I thought, forget it. I'll leave now. No one notices, and the new leader doesn't see me. Just as I'm getting up, the leader introduces herself to the group. I sit back down. Too late, I thought. I just missed my chance to leave. The whole meeting was great. I can't remember the last time I sat in a WW meeting where I enjoyed my time more often than not. I usually regretted it. On my way out, I asked the receptionist if this leader does any other meetings, and she said, yes, just one on Sunday mornings at a different location. Turns out that location was a 10-minute walk from my house. I went to that meeting on Sunday morning, and the other WW location I weighed in, I had lost 6.2 pounds my first week. Sure, some of the weight was between weighing in at night versus the morning, but I didn't care. I did it. I sat down in the meeting, and a few minutes later, the same leader I saw last week was there. When she got up to the front, she turned around and she looked at me and said, "Oh, nice to see you again this week." I was taken aback for 3 reasons. 1, I never introduced myself to her before. I just sat in that meeting. 2, we live in New York City where on a typical day I think I see hundreds of new faces everywhere. 3, it had been almost a week. That's thousands of faces in between Monday to the following Sunday, and yet this leader remembered me. I sat the entire meeting just beaming on the inside, and at the end, I raised my hand, announced that I had lost 5 pounds my first week, and I was handed my first 5-pound charm. I immediately knew that I belonged here every Sunday morning at this location with this leader. I'm coming up on a year of my 5th and final time joining WW. I've had so many successes this past year that I owe to that faithful Monday night and just believing in myself. I know you say every podcast, I believe in you. Well, it took me a while to believe that I could do it, but eventually I got there. I'm currently on my 5th week of maintenance after losing 50 pounds, almost at lifetime. And I've never felt better, healthier, or more alive than I do now. I am insanely confident, genuinely happy, and the person that I always wanted to be. Also, for the first time in my adult life, I have a normal BMI. I'm not obese or overweight. That alone feels like the biggest win of them all. Thank you, FatDag, for your support, your wonderful podcast, and for taking the time to read my email and learning about my journey 15 years into the making. I'm proud to say that I did it and that this life is my new normal. Much love, Margaret. So Margaret, way to go! Congratulations there. I'm incredibly proud of you. Let's go back to the not back. Let's start with the obvious. 50 pounds, almost at lifetime. You hit goal, and you did it for the right reason. Congratulations. This is not something that we just kind of dismiss lightly. You understand now something that yes, it took 15 years in the making. Congratulations on that. Not too many people are able to stick with it for 15 years. So it plays into the power of when you join for the very first time, that reason doesn't go away until you solve it. So I don't care if it's a 1-year journey or a 2-year journey or a 15-year journey. The reason that you join sticks with you. Now there's some changes to it, some things get added to it, but the true root of why you join does not go away unless you solve it. And here you are in the middle of the end of your journey, in that sense, going down 50 pounds, almost at lifetime, never felt better, never felt healthier, never felt more alive than you do right now. The confidence that you talk about, I understand that. I've seen that on so many people. It is immense. It is the word I'm looking for. It is so powerful to watch a beam of confidence from someone who forever was hiding in the shadows, now says, no, I'm actually happy. I'm the person that I've always wanted to be. Huge shout out and huge kudos to your leader for going that extra mile and that extra step, saying, welcome back and good to see you again. We forget in these journeys that there's little things like that truly do let us know we're on the right path. I encourage anyone on this journey to find a meeting room, find a workshop is the better term, right? Find a place, find a support group where you're welcome, where people are happy to see you, where people are excited to see you, and you're excited to see them, because that two-way street, that's where the success happens. There are so many different ways to do this, right? I mean, I've talked about this more than once on this show, that, WW is a tool. It works perfectly if you follow it perfectly. Well, so does every other diet out there if you follow it, right? It doesn't matter if it's Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Keto, Paleo, Profile. It doesn't matter what diet you're on. What matters is do you understand why you've started on this journey? Do you understand why you want to continue the journey? Do you believe that you can get there? Or have you found a community who believes in you until you do? That's what this is all about. So it doesn't matter what age you join at. It doesn't matter if you were very young, if you were very old. If you have found the motivation to finally tap into your why and say, I want to do this, and you understand truly what's at stake and why you're doing it, you can have that amazing success. So I think one of the things that you put in your email that is very, very powerful is that you found the coach that made sense to you. You found a coach that worked for you. You found an accountability group that worked for you. And that enabled you and allowed you to go every single week, every Sunday morning. It would be very easy for a lot of us to, and we do this, and we get to the group and something goes wrong and we go, yeah, I can't make it next week. I can't make it next week. And then slowly we disappear out of that group. And that accountability is really where a lot of the success is given, we got to give credit to. So you're doing fantastic. I think one of the other advantages you have, which I want to kind of highlight, is that every time you did this program, you found success. The first time, 25 pounds, and then later on, 30 pounds, and then at some point, 50 pounds. And sure, all of those times between your surgeries and the rest of your life, yeah, it came back, but that's irrelevant. What actually is very relevant is the fact that you went into this journey knowing that it was possible. You didn't have to take my word for it. You didn't have to believe and read some fact sheets. You truly knew that this program worked if you put your mind to it, dug in, and never quit. Stayed committed to it. That's what got you to goal. Besides the fact that you did the work to get there, but you every single morning, every single Sunday morning, you checked in, you showed up to get it done. That's what goal looks like. That's what getting to goal feels like. And the confidence that comes with it is the prize that you will have for life. So Margaret, thank you so much for sharing your story with the rest of us here listening, so that someone else right now listening, if they're contemplating if they want to go to their meeting or not go to their meeting, if you want to check in with your accountability buddy or not check in, if you want to check in with your coach or not check in, those are all choices you get to make. I tell you, when you make the choice, the hard choice, not every week does someone want to check in. I get that. But if you make the hard choice to do it anyway, you can have success. So again, congratulations. Keep up the amazing work. Out of Long Island, New York, Karen writes in. Karen says, hi, Mike. And Karen's joining us on YouTube right now. She says, hi, Mike. After each podcast, I hear, what is it that you're celebrating? I silently respond to you. I count my blessings daily, taking inventory of my good health, my great job, my medical benefits, a great supportive husband, and my son and his family, which includes 2 of our precious grandchildren. I want to zero in, though, on good health. Periodic checkups from my doctor have proven to remove all diabetic medications after 20 years. Now, I am off high blood pressure medicine after 25 years. My cholesterol and triglycerides are better than normal. But in a routine blood work, they found extremely high white blood count cells. I explained why I have a cough. Their response was, no, way higher. Imagine my astonishment as they arranged for an immediate appointment with the hematologist-oncologist. That is scary in itself. After many more blood tests, I have been diagnosed with leukemia. The type I have is CLL, and right now it's in stage 0. Whew. No treatment at this time until the lymph nodes or spleen enlarge. How blessed am I to be at the healthiest ever in my entire life. Mike, I celebrate health. I celebrate the many friends in our WhysWingman community. Now more than ever, I plead with all of you. If not now, when? Health is wealth. Knowing my why has evolved even greater than it was before. Is that even possible? I have a 10-year plan, so let's all celebrate together. Love you all. Mike, thanks for always being there for me, for all of us, and for our nation. See you soon. Karen at Long Island. Lifetime for 1 year, 84 pounds down. Currently a WW Guide and KA Doug 17 on Connect. So, Karen, so incredibly sorry to read this, but I think I want to share a couple things with you. And I believe, of course, I have no medical degree, right? But I believe that your health, the journey you took to your own health, is probably what is making this journey now a different one for you in that sense, meaning that the fact that your body is as healthy as it can be gives it the ability to fight this and have the strength to win. So leukemia diagnosis is scary. I can't even imagine. I understand that, and so what I want you to know is that you get a community with you who's now here rocking with you, and we will walk with you and be with you every single step of the way. And that is the piece I want to share with you first and foremost. Second, congratulations on your 84-pound weight loss 1 year at Lifetime. That in itself is another amazing accomplishment. So many folks, when we finally get to these goals, we say, okay, forget it, I'm going back to my old lifestyle, but not you. You understood now that this is your new lifestyle. So continue to celebrate with us. Continue to silently respond. I would even say one step further, you don't need to silently respond. When you're listening to the podcast and I ask, what is it that you're celebrating? That is your opportunity to yell it out. Scream it out. What is it that you're celebrating? My health is my wealth. And I love the plea that you've given to the community. Say, okay, if not now, when? And when we think about that for just a moment, so many times that we're on this journey, and you know, for those of you who are listening, you're clearly on the right path. That, you know, congratulations in that respect. But let's take it one step further. And can we say, okay, I need to commit a little bit differently, because the end goal is to take myself off all medication if you're on some, or make that attempt. And, you know, sometimes our bodies don't really agree, and that's nothing we can control, but you can still put yourself in the best place for your health. And that's exactly what Karen has done here. So Karen, I can't wait to see you. Karen up is in New York. She'll join us on the international tour. And she will be there the day before for the Operation FatDag board meeting that's coming up as well up in New York City. So very, very, very exciting time to come to New York. And Karen let me know on YouTube that there's a typo on my screen, my fault. Her username on Connect is KADoug12, KADOUG 12 on Connect. So Karen, again, 84 pounds down, Lifetime 1 year, giving back to members as a guide. You truly are what this journey is all about. Keep up the amazing work. We are all fighting with you. You've got this. You have proven that your health is a priority, and then you have put yourself in the best position ever to fight this, to tackle this, and to go win. We will be there with you when you do. So, Karen, thank you so much. Keep up the amazing work. Next email comes in out of Indiana, Noblesville. Lindsay writes in. She says, hi, Mike. Hey, I'm having a rough day, rough week, rough 8 months. My head just isn't in it. Why don't I believe in me anymore? Why have I lost it? You know, I had it back, or, well, at least I thought I did, and then I let the scale get in my head. It wasn't moving, and, well, now it's moving up again, and I just don't get it. I've been having big swings. I'm down 5 pounds. I'm up 5 pounds. I'm down 4 pounds. What the heck is that all about? I'm tracking honestly. Yeah, I wasn't being as honest back in December and the first couple weeks of January, skipping bites and nibbles here and there. Okay, well, sometimes more than nibbles, and I own that, but I've been honest with all of my trackers for a while now, and I'm working out a lot. My biceps are huge. I just can't seem to get the scale to budge. Then, Tuesday, after the scale bums me out, I blow through a bunch of my weeklies. I have a pity party, and I start over the next day. Now, I also need to own this. Up until a month ago, I was letting Tuesday be a cheat day, and I was keeping my weeklies and restarting Wednesday. So honest, except on Tuesday, I thought, well, the day is clearly wrecking my week, so I started owning my Tuesday nights. It's not like I went completely crazy, but it should be tracked, obviously. Here we are a month later, and I'm 202 now. Ugh. The further up the scale climbs, I just want to scream and be done. I'm racking my brain. I don't think I'm overeating 0-point foods. I'm even measuring my food, like with actual tools. I never really wanted to do that. The hand thing was enough for me, but I am doing it. I've been retaining a lot of water the last couple of weeks, so much that my ankles that I celebrated when I could see them again, they just come and go as they please. I've been watching my sodium, drinking tons of water, but I never use salt, and I've cut out most foods that come out of a box. I've just been in a fake it till you make it mindset, which stinks. But I can't seem to find the strength to get this done. Here come my 5 questions and answers. Number 1, what do you expect from this program? Well, I expect to lose weight. Okay, sorry. I expect to learn how to control my food and not live the way I used to when food was in control. I definitely struggle some days, but overall, I feel I am in control. I expect to develop a mindset that helps me do my best every day. A mindset that will remind me to love myself and treat my body, my mind, and my heart with the care and respect they deserve. Number 2, do you believe you can do it? I used to believe I could do it. I mean, I still know I can do it. I've seen me do it, but I don't really believe in me anymore. I've been making time for me, trying to take care of me, making smarter choices, exercising, and I don't know, I just keep waiting for the scale to catch up. But I mostly want to throw that thing out the window. Heck, maybe that's what I should do. Number 3, what is in your way? The scale. Okay, well, I'm not sure what's in my way. A few months ago, I was in my way. Fear, self-doubt. But I decided that changes that I've made in my life, career mostly, are courageous. And yes, while I'm living on a very tight budget and missing things like HBO and the gym so much, I'm making it work the best that I can. I have Netflix and dumbbells and a jump rope. Who needs a gym? Number 4, what is the hardest thing you've ever done? Is tracking harder? I've done a lot of hard things. I'm proud of the person that I've become, and I will continue to confront the hard things head on instead of hiding from them the way I used to. Tracking is definitely not harder. Tracking is pivotal. And number 5, who is responsible for your success? I am. I know how to get this done, or at least I thought I did, but I'm obviously doing something wrong. I don't know what to do. My tracker is looking good. Blue dots are more and more frequent. I just listened to episode 187. I'm ready for another April showers bring May flowers. I also listened to episode 210. Love that one. I am sorry that you got stuck with me. You had no idea such a difficult case was coming at you when I walked into the meeting room that first day. In my heart, I know I am doing the absolute best that I can. I feel good about what I'm doing, even when I slip up or things don't go as planned. I was telling my mom the other day about my frustrations on the scale and how I had hoped to be lighter for the Warrior Dash this fall, but it looks like I'm just going to have to get strong enough to carry myself across that course no matter what I weigh. So that's what I'm focused on. Strength, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I've got this. So F the scale. I did my arms workout and I'm on my way to the blue dot. Both good things. I'm proud of me. The data can stick it. See you Tuesday, Lindsay. Lindsay, you are always a joy to have either on the show, have in person, have on an episode, or in the meeting room. Thank you for being a part of this community. Let's chat for a second. A little heart-to-heart, Mike to Lindsay. The rest of you can listen if you want, but this is going to come right out to Lindsay. She's going to need a little dose of love here. And I want you guys to, I want you to hear it. I want you to kind of to dive in. I always dread when someone asks me the question, whether they word it exactly or not, but the question is along the lines of, what am I doing wrong? Right? It's one of those questions that I can't give you an answer because I generally believe that if you're checked in and you're trying your best, then nothing that you're doing is wrong. So we have to first start there and say, you're not doing anything wrong. You have proven to yourself time and time again that you can do this, right? I've watched you from day one. Your total weight loss is phenomenal, right? And so you have proven that you can do this. There's not much more I can tell you other than the fact that you can do this. You have found ways to find success. Sure, life comes at us at different angles. Life, career changes. the latest in the email you actually sent me today. Life changes a lot. And so what you have to understand is that this is what is part of life. I put this post the other day in a sense where, and it didn't come across the way I wanted it to in the actual post, but I'd made goal. I got down to reach goal, got to lifetime. And during my weight loss phase of my journey, nothing significant in my life happened career-wise, family-wise, or health-wise. So I had a clean path to, Mike, focus on your weight loss, get it done, be done. So in my brain, back in the day, my brain was, okay, we'll just do this, right? And so why can't everyone do this? I was very happy to have made goal. And so in a little bit of what the word I'm looking for, in a little bit of my own fault, is my thought was, well, if I made goal, I'm just a regular person, right? You guys know that. There's nothing special about me. If I found a way to do this, a guy who hates vegetables, if he found a way to do this, then truly every single person can do this. So that's where my belief in you comes from. I believe that I'm just an average Joe who found success, so therefore every single average Joe on the planet can get it done. That I believe. Now, what I've come to learn too is that during my weight loss journey, nothing significant out of the ordinary happened. So all of these challenges that life throws at us, career changes, health issues, family issues, all those things that are part of life did not show up during my weight loss journey. If they show up in the middle of yours, it is naturally right for them to cause you to pause. It's naturally right for them to cause you to backtrack. It's naturally right for them to throw you for a complete loop and you go, wait a minute, I didn't see that coming. So what's cool now is that now I understand the journey is a much longer journey. And what I found to be true is that the end result of you not quitting is where the success is. The end result of you saying every single day, I want to be better and make an effort and make a deliberate choice, that's where the success is. I was chatting with the patrons today in the Discord chat, and one of the questions I asked is, and I want you guys to play along with me right now. I want you to, I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to have to come up with a number. It's going to be between 1 and 10. And I want to ask you, your lunch today, how would you rate your lunch on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you give your choice for lunch today on a scale of 1 to 10? And I got a lot of answers, and I'm interested to see what you say in the live chat. But if you're driving right now and you threw out a number, anything short of 8, 9, or 10, I want to talk about. And here's why. I'm not asking you how you did in accordance with somebody else's plan. What I'm asking you is, how do you feel about your choice? It is completely possible for you to have eaten something that you don't normally have, but enjoying every second of it and doing it deliberately and calling that a 10 and being mentally okay with the decision. Right? Completely different. Now, I didn't ask you to grade it. How would Oprah grade this meal? How would Weight Watchers grade this meal? That's not what I asked. I asked, how are you in relation to the choice that you made? And if you made the choice deliberately, then that's a 10. It doesn't matter what the choice was. And so here's where we're at, Lindsay, and here's where I want to get you to the point. You know how to do this, clearly. Down 44 pounds and change. We're gonna just creep 1 pound at a time. We're gonna get there. So you can't lose 44 pounds on accident. Can't. It's impossible for you to lose it on accident in a healthy way that you're still very, very healthy. So it's impossible. So you've done this deliberately. Congratulations. I want you to celebrate that. There have been periods of time when you have found the success. Congratulations on finding the success. And there have been challenges that now cause you to relook in different areas and reevaluate. So what I want you to do is exactly what you're doing, is to not quit. What I want you to do is go, okay, now in this period of challenge, what choice can I make now that I may not have made months ago, and make a slight improvement there? That's where your success is going to come from. You've continued that. You hand me your tracker every week, which I think is fantastic. And I look at it every single week, and I noticed the same patterns that you've brought up, and I'm glad to see you brought them up, because what happens is you are solid to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. for the most part, right? You're solid. But what happens is that's 4 days out of 7. And then some days there's a day where there's a complete blank entry, right? You know that. I'm not picking you out here. And so that blank entry, we don't know what that is some days. And so the difference between gaining weight, maintaining your weight, and losing weight for most people is no more than about 6 points a day. So you could very easily overdo it on a day or two and negate any sort of progress you had the week before. Now, if that is you, and you did that deliberately because of the social event you were going to, and you chose that meal as a 10, then accept that. And that's part of the journey, and accept it and move on. But you can't have two sets of expectations. You can't have a set of expectations that I'm going to find this magical thing that I'm calling balance, where I'm going socially, I'm hanging out with my friends, I'm going to parties, I'm doing that, and expect to lose weight because I'm not tracking whatever the scenario is. So that expectation has to be separate. And so what I want you to think about, and I want you to do is really dig deep into your why. And I know from your email or text exchange this afternoon, I know that you've now reformulated your why. You've redug into why you're doing this. Your health is very, very important. And when you write out your 5 questions and I ask you, do you believe that you can do this? And what's the hardest thing you've ever had to do? What I want you to think about is you can do this. It bothers me in a sense where that you say you no longer believe, because you still own the proof. You've proven that you can do it. So you have to believe, and if not, that's fine. I'll believe with you until you do. But that's one. And then 2 is you have done some incredible things in your life, things that are way more difficult than tracking. And so here we are. It's the first stage of your recovery that we're going to call it right now. Your first stage is to put everything on paper so that we can see what's going on. Right? There are no more days of I'm just not writing it down because I don't feel like writing it down. Right? I'm overdoing it. I don't care if you come in next week and it's minus 4,000 points. I don't care. I want to see it. And then we can simply go, okay, now I notice here's the trends. And then if we can do it, then I want to tie an emotion, if we can, or an event to the days that we're most in trouble. And then we slowly start peeling that whole thing back and going, okay, what can I do differently to get this done? The cool thing is you have the ability, period. You really have every single thing that you need. What you have now is a community who believes in you. What you have now is you believing in yourself. I'm giving you that. I'm telling you that you can do this. And I'm not telling you that you should be able to do it. I'm telling you can, because I have watched you do it. Right. So because I've watched you do it, and you have actually watched yourself do it, just now we just got to say, okay. And I'm glad to see you joining us on Facebook and saying, I can do this. That's the first step. The next step is, I will do this. And I am doing this. Slightly different. So keep up the great work. You will do this. You can do this. You are doing this. And when you get there, we're going to jump up and down and celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on the WhysAdvice podcast link, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions, and I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. You can email in at onair@fatdag.com. They come right in now to a producer inbox that really gets the visibility that it deserves. And I want to just take a moment now to reemphasize that Lisa and Heather, the producers of the WhysAdvice podcast, fantastic job this first couple weeks. Really, really, really digging in and getting the emails answered and taking care of our listeners. So thank you for doing that. Folks, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. There we go. Episode 259 in the books. Woo! Let's see. I was trying to keep an eye on Facebook. I couldn't keep an eye on the comments. Let's see. Celebrating a blue dot today, says Audrey. Very nice. Lee says, I'll be writing in soon. May wait for weigh-in number 500. That should be a phone call, Lee. Really, it should do. It should be a phone call. Someone who's weighed in 500 times, that's a phone call. Let's see. Therese, good evening to you. 259's in the books. Alice says, I needed tonight's show. So motivating and just what you need. So very, very cool. Becky says, that was a really great episode. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. Appreciate that. Dina says, motivating show. That's the intent, right? The whole reason we do this is just, I had a conversation, was it today? My brain's a little confusing, but I had a conversation recently with someone like, when we start this, we do it for a reason. And what happens is often somewhere along the way, we forget why we're doing it because something else in life became a little more important at the moment. And so you got to find a way to constantly remind yourself that you can do this. So that's what this is all about. So Lynn got her 75-pound charm last week. Excellent. How's it feel? I bet it feels really, really, really good. Nice. Very cool. So Connie says, a great show tonight, Mike. Needed to hear this episode. Very nice. Congratulations. I'm glad you did. Kathy says, loved all 3 emails. Lindsay says, definitely squirrel. Yeah, there's so many squirrels. Let's see. Marie says, Lindsay, needed to hear your email and Mike's response. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Lindsay is really awesome. If you come to my Tuesday meeting, you'll see her. She's there every week. So very good. Debbie says, just hired a personal trainer, going to start heavy lifting. Very nice. Strength training is one of those things that if you should be doing it, but man, that is very valuable on this journey for sure. So definitely do it. Let's see. I'm trying to read on YouTube. So anyway, cool. Anyway, that's the game plan. So episode 259 is done in the books. I want to get it produced out to so we recorded, obviously. I want to get it sent to the app so you guys wake up tomorrow morning with something fresh on your mind to go with. So game plan there as well. Hope all else is well with you. Marie says, I'm definitely coming to a meeting sometime. Keep an eye on fatdag.com. Click on the calendar link. It'll let you know if I'm going to be there or not. On occasion, I have people come to the meeting, and I'm not always there. So, but certainly keep an eye on fatdag.com. Click on the calendar. You'll get an idea of what days I'm there and not there. So, very, very nice. So, all right. On that note, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, shall we? I want to get this thing produced, get it into bed, get to work early in tomorrow morning. Lindsay says, make sure it's the Carmel meeting. I agree. That's the Tuesday meeting. Let's see what else is there. Let's see. Debbie says, planning around your birthday. Very nice. So yeah. So anyway, so keep an eye on fatdag.com. Keep an eye on the calendar link so that you don't make a drive out here. Although, the deal is I believe that, I've said this before, the meetings, my workshops, they're nothing spectacular in that sense. They're like every other meeting out there. So don't be disappointed when you get here and you show up and it's like, oh, that was just a regular meeting. Right. That's what we do. It's just a regular meeting. So, all right. On that note, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Episode 259 is in the books. For those of you who've signed up to be a patron, thank you so much. Your name will be scrolling right here. It comes up. It'll start from the bottom and go all the way to the top. I will let that roll through, but this is the financial backing that keeps this show as best I can commercial-free and keeps the show going. So thank you, all of you, for being a part of this community. Truly makes the whole thing work. So, and good to see you. Haven't seen or heard from you. I'm almost done with this cold. Haven't seen or heard from you in a long time, so it's good to see you when you pop in. So, but very, 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 very cool. So, all right. Good night, Lindsay. See you tomorrow. See the rest of you tomorrow. The plan now is that with Lisa and Heather producing the show, it should be a lot more frequent. Man, that's my wish and goal is that that hour or two that they've saved me per show makes it so that what was happening. I'll give you some backstory. I would get home from work around on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. I get home from work around 4:35, have dinner, and then if I don't start working on the show by 7, it becomes very difficult to produce a show for 9. So that was, so basically it would be all night Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Tuesday I have my meeting, and Thursday I have my workshop. So I would have to cram these things in, and so now tonight was a perfect example because the show was already produced. Got to hang out with Janine and Megan for a little bit, and then of course a phone call came in, so I got to do that. But the reality was, because the show was already produced, it worked. So with them producing the show, I'm really looking for a lot more consistency out of the frequency of us doing the show. So that's my hope. That's my pledge. We're going to make it work. So on that note, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of this amazing community. Good night. I wish you good focus. Bye-bye.